Okay, my new project coming up is this big old thing. It's a new enclosure for Gimli, my tortoise. It's a new outdoor enclosure that I just bought for about 200. This is what it's gonna look like, except not upside down, hopefully. And here's just a few pieces that I got from Lowe's. This is a bit of Gorilla wood glue, just in case some of the pieces are not looking perfect or the wood is splitting, because it is a little bit of a cheaper end enclosure. It's only temporary. It's not going to last him his whole life, so I didn't really care to buy something, invest in something that big. Um, but this is also going to be some transparent exterior stain and sealer. This is what I'm going to use to kind of weatherproof it, make it last a little bit longer, because here in Florida and in general, it rains outside and it kind of ruins the wood. So I'm hoping that this is going to help us enjoy that enclosure a little bit longer. Okay, all the pieces are unpacked and I am really excited. This thing is really cool. I am loving it. The quality is nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be, because I was kind of put off by some of the bad reviews. Some people were saying that this thing is made out of balsa wood. Well, it's not the greatest wood in the world, of course. You get what you pay for. It's definitely not made of balsa wood, except for maybe this one part that is found only on the interior. This is an interior wall that goes inside the cave, so this is not one of the outer pieces of the cage. The outer pieces are all made of this type of wood. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not that thin. And then of course we have some of these pieces of metal, a little bit thin, but definitely tough enough that I don't think the average pet is gonna get through it. The enclosure features several different doors in different areas, and I absolutely love that. A lot of different access points. This is just one of the doors. I also wanted to show you guys the roof, made of some kind of like asphalt-like material. It's very hard and sturdy. Of course, this is going to go on the outside top of the little house area. It seems to be very good quality and weatherproof. And here are the other bits and pieces that came with it, along with this liner for the inside house area. So yeah.
Okay, this is the finished enclosure. The reason that I waited 1 month to set up the enclosure fully and put Gimli in there is because the weather in Florida has been very strange this year. And we had a cold spell that lasted longer than normal. So unfortunately, it wasn't warm enough to put him outside until about a month after the enclosure was built. So let's look inside and see some of the features that I added to this enclosure. Here you can see the thermohygrometer that I attached to the outside using a little strip of Velcro. This makes it easy for me to look at it from a glance and, move it around if I want to. Right now, the probes are on the inside of the enclosure, little cave area, and there is the tortoise in question, the one who I did all of this for. He's in the little cave area. So the substrate is made of cypress mulch and Timothy hay in the inside of the cave, and out here I used a mixture of soil and sand. The sand is washed play sand, so it's generally considered to be reptile safe. The soil is free of fertilizers and chemicals, it's just very plain dirt. So as you can see on the outer edge here, I added a layer of tiles. I didn't quite have the patience or the tools to cut them into like nicely fitted squares, but for now I just use them as a barrier. And I also propped them up to keep them standing using these bricks. There's bricks both on the outside and on the inside to keep everything standing up and stable. As you know, with tortoises, they can be escape artists. For the ramps into the cave area, I simply used a piece of tile that is on the bottom side. Over there, I used a different type of tile that is a little bit more, has more grip on it. So he's been using these ramps to come in and out of the cave, and it's been really cute. You can use pretty much any tile. So even if you have a smooth tile, just flip it over and you can use that because it has more grip on it. I'll probably do something fancier later, but this is just what I have for now. You can also see a sheet of white PVC in there. This probably looks very weird to you. To explain that, it's something that I just used to make the cave entrances smaller. Because this is a pretty big area compared to what Gimli was used to, closing up the cave area makes him feel more safe and secure. As for the Timothy hay in there, it came recommended to me by someone, but I'll probably end up removing it as it does tend to grow mold. Over here you can see a heat lamp. You might think it's strange to have a heat lamp in Florida, but it does occasionally get a little bit cooler, especially during the nighttime. And like I said, this year we've had some weird cold snaps. So he has not been outside during like an actual cold snap because I didn't put him outside until March, so it's quite warm already. But sometimes we do have days that are pretty cloudy and it just does not get as hot as a sulcata tortoise needs it to be. Here he is enjoying the heat lamp. He definitely likes it. As you know, sulcatas come from Africa, so they're used to very warm temperatures. So this gives him the option to bask a little bit more, even if it's a very cloudy or a rainy day. I did not put the heat lamp inside the cave area because you always want to have a nice dark, cool area for the animal to rest in. Overall, I've been really happy with this enclosure. It's pretty much what I expected for the price point. I looked up some of the reviews before buying it, of course, and some people did say it was a little bit on the flimsy side, but I don't expect it to last forever because, as you know, sulcata tortoises get quite massive, so he is going to outgrow this enclosure anyway. It's going to be temporary regardless. I did notice that Garden State Tortoise reviewed one of these enclosures, so that was pretty cool too because I think he liked this brand. Gimli is about 2 years old at the time of this recording, so he is still a relatively small sulcata tortoise. As adults, they have no natural predators, but as at this stage, he's still pretty much a baby, so he's still vulnerable to predators that we might find outside. So that's part of the reason why I made sure to get an enclosure that had a wire mesh all around all of the sides, including the top. Sulcatas do grow to become massive and they will need an enclosure much bigger than this. But for baby sulcatas, like I said, you do need something secure or they do run the risk of being attacked by predators while they're still small. A smaller tortoise is also easier to lose. Tortoises are very good at digging and finding holes, surprisingly. So you don't want to lose your tiny sulcata. They're also more vulnerable to the elements, so you just want to protect them a little bit more as they're smaller. I also put some bricks in the corner of the cave area. This is because he does like to dig, and a sulcata can definitely damage the wood and probably break through it eventually, so he can't break through the bricks. This enclosure is still a work in progress. There's a lot more that I want to do with it, including adding more decor, removing the Timothy hay, and adding more plants. But that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching.